Hello there, how you going? Hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are in the world. Um, I'm just going to share, I've been making a little compile of some Illuminati stuff. So I thought I would share some. Is it playing it or not? Is it playing it or not? Okay, sorry. Hang on. That's why it's good to have someone there. Hang on. Is it playing it or not? So sorry, hang on. That's why it's good to have someone there in the chat saying something. Let's start this again. Hang on. just at the part where I read. Hey, how you going? Hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you're in the world watching. Or if you're watching in the future. Today's the 28th of June, 21. Just sharing the 30 signs and symbols used by now, you know that the powers that be are a group of people who control the world as we know it. Behind the scenes, they orchestrate the decisions and moments of major corporations, industry, government bodies that affect everything in our lives, from the environment to our universal human rights. They keep an average citizen consumed and preoccupied with trivial entertainment that is created to program and control our thoughts and minds. Easy way to reach the public is through mass media. Audio and visual are two major senses that we use all the time, so it must be infiltrated consistently via magazines, pictures, movies, music, videos, etc. As a group, they like to operate in plain sight. What a better way to hide than something in plain sight? They do this for several reasons. 1. Absolute deniability. When things come to pass, the powers that be can always say whatever negative outcome is not their fault because we showed you what we're doing. By showing what they are about, their beliefs, their alliances, it gives anyone the obvious choice to follow them or not. You cannot be absolved by the ignorance of the law. Desensitization. If we see something often enough, we get used to it and may even come to expect it and anticipate it. It becomes normal and commonplace to us. All of the negative and evil things powers that be promote us the way they want to see us, them as normal. Programming the daily conditioning use the signs and symbols as their programming. The definition of it is biased and misleading information used to promote or popularize a particular point of view or political idea. It shapes how we view the world and how our perceptions of it. Signs and symbols. What is the difference between a sign and a symbol? Basically, a sign shows you something and a symbol is a representation of something. For example, if you're looking for a McDonald's, you may look for a sign with McDonald's written on it. Also, the golden arches. I'm not reading from here, but also the golden arches equals is 3, you turn it to the side. You may also want to look for the symbol of McDonald's, which is golden arches. Powers that be want us to become accustomed to their signs for represented by the symbols. A lot of it is occult in origin. More often we are seeing these symbols in everyday life. Note, as you look over the information below, it is important to remember that these people do not believe in Christ or God, as do normal Christians. They may reference a God or a Lord, but they are more likely referring to a demonic entity. Always remember you will know them by their fruits, meaning you will know exactly where a person stands by the result of their work. Do they surround themselves with positivity or confusion? Do they promote the good or debauchery in darkness? Some important terms and definitions. The Luciferian doctrine is a set of religious beliefs held predominantly by initiates of who practice Luciferianism as religion. Luciferianism is a worship of reverence of Lucifer as a deity by highlighting the positive aspects of Lucifer. Satanism is the worship of Satan, typically involving the travesty of Christian symbols and practices such as placing a cross upside down. Disclaimer, the following pictures is no way implicate these individuals as Satanists, Luciferians, or members of the Illuminati. Pictures simply represent the examples of 30 signs and symbols found in mass media. Pyramids. The famous pyramids in Egypt were ancient burial tombs for the Egyptian royalty. Pyramids represents wealth, affluence, and even mystery. On the dollar bill, there are 13 levels to the elevated capstone in Freemasonry. The elevated glowing pyramid with all-seeing eye, providence, is known as the great architect or the universal supreme being. It can be symbolic of brainwashed population, large base supporting of an elite group ascending tower. Eye of Horus, ancient Egyptian symbol for protection, good health, and royal power. Eye of Providence, all-seeing eye surrounded by the glory, golden rays interpreted as the eye of the watching of the humankind. Also, what I want to say is, why aren't the pyramids mentioned in the Bible? If they're as old as they say they are, like they're even saying 10, 15,000 years now. That's what they're saying the Sphinx is. So why is it mentioned in the Bible? So it's the Eye of Horus. One eye hidden is basically a salute to the elite to let them know that they're in allegiance, and with them to wish them willing to push the assigned agenda, similar to throwing up gang signs. Zechariah 11:17 references the Antichrist will be blind in his right eye, although it deviates slightly. Most doing the sign cover their right eye. Horn of Cornato, also known as the devil sign or devil horns, seen as a greeting between Satanists. The Satanic Bible is also a sign of recognition between legions of Lucifer's servants. And I've heard, because I play the guitar, I've heard guitar players say, no, it's from playing the rock chords on the fret. You know, that's where they say it comes from. From the rock, but, you know, rock and roll really did perpetuate that. Most recognized symbol of Freemasonry used in Masonic ritual. The square is an emblem of virtue. Masons must square our actions by the square of virtue of all mankind. Compass signifies wisdom of conduct and the Freemason strength to circumscribe our desires and keep our passions within due bounds. Hasn't he changed a lot? He just doesn't look like the same person he was before. Nicolas Cage, I think that is. He's got a pyramid built that he wants to be buried in. The monarch butterfly. Butterfly whose migration pattern is passed down to offspring genetically. Scientists learn that information can be passed down genetically in people. 2. For instance, people who have a history of sexual abuse in their family are highly susceptible to hypnosis and mind control. So the monarch butterfly is a symbolic for mind control. Also, the Project Monarch was a 1950 CIA-funded government program where unsuspecting US citizens were subjected to psychological experiments using psychotropic drugs, electroshocks, and other form of torture to dissociate the mind in order to create programming alters. And no, my intros have nothing to do with that. Mask. A good way to conceal identity. It represents secrecy, lies, delusions, and rituals. The enormity of the mask allows attributes and personalities to be expressed that are normally shunned by society. The wearer the mask may feel liberated to be and to do whatever they want while wearing the mask. Lightning bolt represents the electroshock treatments, the voltage lines. Also ties back to the Nazi SS insignia and human experiments done by Joseph Mengele. I know he'd done nasty stuff, but if he hadn't have done what he did, we wouldn't have the treatments we have today. I suppose it could have been done in a more humane way, but don't they look like women's shoulders to me? They look like a woman's shoulder. Does not look like a man's. Like men's shoulders are more. This looks like a animal print represents beta sex kitten mind program, promotes hypersexualized mind control alters. I think it's just cheesy that yeah. Birdcage represents imprisonment, capture, escapism, controlled existence, slave. Emphasis on black, white, and red represents innocence, purity, and the newest yet Red represents sacrifice, blood oath, rituals, and black represents ritual fulfilled, oath taken. Dual programming, pearl and diamond represent sexual abuse, sex altar, amethyst keeping secrets, ruby sexual abuse, sexual altar prostitution, emerald family, loyalty, witchcraft, also drug mule carrier, runner, and political envoy, sapphire protection. Cracked shattered mirror symbolizes the mind control, the fractured psyche twining multiple altars. Now that's a man as a woman. See the difference in the shoulders and the collarbones. That's not a woman. Doesn't look like a woman. Gesture denotes secrecy. Silence often represents sexual abuse, hence the don't tell, it's our little secret motto abusers often say. Porcelain programming, porcelain masks, porcelain dolls represent altars created by fire, burning, torture. Inverted cross, Luciferian, Satanists like to pervert the symbols of Christian faith connected to Satanism and the occult. Pentagram, inverted five-sided star, represents the Gota Mendes, common symbol of Satanists. Spiral staircase represents ascending, descending knowledge or wisdom. Can means a slow reveal of hidden things and growth and evolution. Masonic pillars represents the important gateway or passage to sacred or otherworldly places or mystery realms. 3 pillars can represent the 3 stages of the life of the first 3 steps of masonry. And Michael Jackson always had this symbolism in his art, always. Owl, 40-foot owl at the Bohemian Grove is sacrificed to the cremation of care. Owls have long represented wisdom. Additionally, it is rumoured that many homosexual acts are performed at Bohemian Grove. The owl can also represent homosexual sex rituals. A marionette signifies master, slave master, handler, alter relationship. Tongue out, sexual abuse, sexual programs, sexual rights, insemination, seeding ritual. Baphomet, goat of Mendes, black goat means absorption of knowledge, represents fertility, sex rituals linked to the occult and Satanism, on Aleister Crowley. And they say Barbara Bush is Aleister Crowley's daughter. Or son. It'd have to be his son, because it's opposites with them. Masonic, checkerboard floor signifies dualistic programming. Twining multiple altars can also serve a trigger for those under mind control to call up specific altars. I mean, Michael Jackson always had it in his music. Hidden hand. The Masonic hand is a sign required to go through the second veil, may supply that the person is depicted as part of the secret brotherhood, and their actions are inspired by the Masonic philosophy and beliefs. Hidden hand, which represents hidden power, can also be connected to the occult. And you see this everywhere. I've got all these figures from the book. I've got screenshots of it I'll share. Finger salute, another Freemason sign, denotes status and power. Julian Assange. Julian Assange is, he's from my hometown here in Brisbane, and he's not who he says he is. Marilyn Monroe is said to have been the first presidential model beta sex kitten. She is the ultimate example of sex slaves. Many celebrities have a rite of passage to channel Marilyn Monroe in a photo shoot, video, or movie portrayal. Represents a beta program, sex slave, alter, hypersexuality. Almost every pop star does it now. It's really sad in a way. bloke there. Transhumanism, an international cultural and intellectual movement that seeks to transform the human condition using technology to enhance intellectual, physical, and psychological abilities. By meddling man and machine, they believe they can be that much closer to becoming gods. Animal ears represents beta programming, satanic ritual abuse, sexual abuse, hypersexuality, sex kit noctures. (666) reference to the number of the beast or the Antichrist, basically flashing this sign, makes these inner circles of knowledge aware that the person is willing to participate, push the elite agendas. David Icke. Don't trust that man for one bit. And the stories about his tattoos being in different places and him not being whom he is, supposed to be replaced. So that's just one page. With the Monster Energy drink, the claw is supposed to be the Va, which is 6 in Hebrew. It'd be 666. So you got it with CERN as well. You got 3 6s as 1, 2. Is 3 6 there. You got it with your Taco Bell along the top of the ring. You got it with Google, Adobe. I see them on every logo, just about everywhere I look. Another one is the Gmail, you know, the M logo. That's supposed to be like the Mason's apron. So this is what I mean, like the one for the Apple Store, Sonic Square and Compass Android Store. Your Gmail logos is what I mean with that. We discussed the Facebook one on Allen's with Tubal Cain, so you should, don't know if you know that one yet, you should. Like the Google GPS is like an eye logo, Google Play is that. So much. So here's some more companies using the eye porous. Target. See, that one used quite a bit, that logo. The Egyptian wing sun disc on the motorcycle, the Bentley, Harley, Visa Pisces or MasterCard, the DC, the Gucci. You got your pentagrams there. I mean, I find it hard everywhere I look, I see it everywhere. So the Eye of Horus also represents how much energy our mind spends. Each of the 6 senses, so is the smell, is the eye 1/4, so 1/2. Eyebrow 1/8 is your thought. That bit going that way is your hearing. This bit's your 1/3 your taste. Down bit is 1/64 the touch. Different parts of the Eye of Horus were believed to be used by the ancient Egyptians to represent 1 divided by the first 6 power. I don't know if you've seen this old one, I've said this a while ago, but it looks like a laptop and USB ports. I've been checking out all the ancient sort of stuff, and yeah, it's freaky. The seducer with the snake, with the hospital one. That's what that one is. Yeah, the seducer. This one is the McDonald's of Monas. And the CD, the ON. John D. Stick figure, devil head, sodomizer, minus here. A few more corporations. There's the M sign again. There's the 666. The pentagram. The two circles, like your thing. You got the rising sun. You've got the cube. You got the Hebrew Tarot, the Templars. Yeah, it's all there. They're all part of the club. I'll add this in the video as well. Yeah, and the American Sign Language was created by the lady. She was Order of the Eastern Star. Novus Ordo Sector is Latin for Order of the New Ages. It's on the Mason as well as the money. The all three overlaid in the patterns line. There's supposed to be a little spider in among here too, and apparently if you fold the money you can see the towers. One is New York being flooded with a wave. It's pretty interesting the way the notes fold and show symbols. So here's the one with the little spider, and there's one where it's got you fold the note together and it forms. I think this one is the mushroom cloud one. I think there's quite a few different ones. Every year when they release money, it shows different ones. So the $5 bill represents the towers, the two of them. You see the two towers. The $10 is after the planes collide. The 20 shows the building collapsing. And the 50 is the dusted smoke. The 100 is the new beginning. So I mean, they have one for all of them. Like, yeah, there's a little spider. But I've seen many of these notes folded. See? I don't know if you know about this one. Yeah, here. There's a bloke that does it on YouTube. I think this is his channel, I'm not sure, but he is really good at doing it. It's the tsunami one. Following in particular way, the $100 reveals a secret imaging and major incoming flooding in New York. When you change the magnification on the back, you'll see the tidal wave approaching the city, appearing to be just like in the scene in the famous movie The Day After Tomorrow in 2004. See? Put some light in the back of it. Yeah. So I'll just show those. I just don't know if you saw those ones. This is who controls the world governments, the dark spirits and the fallen angels straight from the pits of hell. See? the little spider. Or is it an owl? I was told it was a spider. You fold them together, I think. So I'll just show you some quick one on here. Hi friends, I've been searching something interesting I found. One super article, one of my favorite websites, littlethings.com. Did you know that maybe the money crumpled in your pocket might be trying to tell you something? Especially the American $1 bill that is very popular about the hidden mysteries years ago and the hidden meanings behind the symbols on the $1 bill remains some of America's greatest puzzles. If you're curious and want to learn what some of your mysteries be, look below. The letter. So G. Only for this item there's a logical explanation. The big letter G is one of the many letters that represents exactly which Federal Reserve Bank was responsible for printing. In this case, the G stands for Chicago. And I think it's really interesting. There's all these little hidden things. The other letters show you might spot are A for Boston, B for New York, C for Philadelphia, D for Cleveland, E for Richmond, F for Atlanta, H for St. Louis, I for Minneapolis, J for Kansas City, K for Dallas, and L for San Francisco. The eagle. The eagle appears to be clutching 13 arrows as well as olive branch and 13 berries. The eagle wears a shield with 13 horizontal stripes and 13 vertical stripes. The above eagle, there are 13 stars. Some believe the image holds some type of evil or satanic meaning, perhaps hinting at a goal of world domination. However, scholars believe that the obvious answer is the correct one, that the number 13 is representative of the original 13 colonies. The eye. The eye at the top of the pyramid is hidden right in plain sight, but its meaning has been shrouded in mystery since it first appeared on the $1 bill. The eye appears to be floating and emitting large rays of light, so what could this symbolize? Some argue the eye represents the presence of God watching over America. Others believe that the symbol is so much spiritual in nature that it is the all-seeing eye often utilized by the Freemasons. These theories believe that our founding fathers were actually members of the Freemasons. The 56 men that's under the Declaration of Independence, it appears that only 9 were Freemasons or Masons with verifiable records of the association. While the nature of the Declaration is consistent with the ideas of Freemasonry, it seems to stretch to think that the fraternity influenced directly the creation of the document. It is, however, likely that the ideas of freedom, independence, liberty, equality, and perhaps fraternity were a hand in its creation and quite possibly included its fame. Framers may have had these associations in their suspicious subconscious considerations. So, I mean, there is proof that, I'll leave this link in the description for you. There is proof that most of them are Freemason. This is off the Freemason website. And we know that most of the presidents, I think apart from 1 or 2, were all related. So, it's not a far stretch. This has been planned centuries in advance. There was more than 9 that I remember seeing Bush in his little Mason clothes. Okay. They were, like, it's not conspiracy, it is real. There are records that they were. The Roman numeral, if you look closely at the base of the pyramid, you'll spot a long series. Actually, Roman numeral stands for number 1776. It'd be quite difficult to read too much into the number, considering 1776 is the year that America finally declared its independence. The cross, it's the Maltese cross, the Knights of Templar. If you look into the corners of the back side of the bill, you'll spot a very distinctive cross or wimble-like shape behind the number 1. Many believe it is a symbol of the shape of the Maltese cross, which some believe to have a hidden reference to the fame of Knights of Malta. These knights all date back way back to the Middle Ages, and some remain active today. 1798, an island fortress belonging to the Knights of Malta was captured by Napoleon, sending many of them fleeing to America. So, yeah. It's pretty interesting. Anyway, I'll see what else I add. So, I'm not sure what more I have, but thanks for watching. I have quite a few strange pins saved on here. If you check out printers, yeah, check it out. I don't have my website anymore. They wanted too much money, and I just couldn't be bothered. Oh yeah, that's Mickey Mouse. He's a old demonic demon din. So, yeah. Alright, thanks for watching wherever you are. Much love. So there, how was that? I hope you enjoyed it. It's just something I was working on earlier before I went on Ellen's show with him. But I think I have StreamYard worked out now, and the new computer's working really good. So I will start doing more live streams, and yeah, I'll start, if you have a question or you want to share something, I'll start having some subs on, you know, share so we can find out some more stuff about this place that we think we know, but we don't know it. We don't know it at all. So I want to thank everyone that's in the chat. I really appreciate your support and patience with me, because this is a learning curve for me to actually stream. And I'm not, like, I've only been doing YouTube for about 18 months. So I really want to thank you all. Thank you, Skull. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So, E pluribus uno, out of many one. That's what's written on the door, and that's what's happening right now in America. Out of many one. Yeah, certainly. And just like reading the news, and like I had looked before, and it's only going to get worse. That they're using the fear of war and food shortages and weather warfare. It's only going to get worse, man. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. You have a fantastic day. I'll see you all later. I'll see you soon, sometime later on this today. All right. Bye now, and thank you.